I'll tell you when I got back to work after maternity leave. It was tough because I had to adjust that now I was used to performing at a certain level. If they needed me to work overtime today, I'd have to work overtime. And I wouldn't like second guess it because, you know, it was just me. If I needed to work until 10, I'd have to work until 10. And then I'd go home and then I'd sleep. And then I couldn't anymore. So if I had to work overtime, I'd work until 10. I need to get home. Okay, he's asleep. He'd wake up around 1. He'd wake up again around 4. I need to like feed him and then I need to be up again and go to work. So it was tiring and it takes its toll on you. It takes a toll on your performance. So it was a matter of now I needed to find a new balance. Like I need to understand that I'm different. I'm the same, but I'm different. There's another like extension of who I am now. There's this HR manager at a firm that I was auditing. She said to me, this is while I was still pregnant. She's like, listen, you need to understand that this child is coming into your world, then you are not going into its world. You know? And I think she was saying it in a sense that most people are miserable because now that the child is there, they change everything around them to suit this little human, whereas he needs to fit into what already was there in your life. So I think I applied that. So he was there, now I knew, okay, I needed to do some certain aspects of my life differently, and it doesn't mean like changing them completely. So to cope, I have to, now I can do this multitasking that they say you must do when I'm at work. I'm dedicating fully to that work. And when I'm done, when I leave, I'm leaving. And then the time that I'm home, it's his. And then when he falls asleep, I give his father attention, and I need to then do business also on the side of work that I need to do for business. So I had to identify that I'm not a multitasker. That's that I can't have like several things running at the same time. And once I made peace with that okay, I guess we can take off that my womanhood part, that's not me, I'm other things, not that one. Then I'm working with what I have, what I know about myself, what I need to do. That's why I think it's very important also to know yourself. And mentally, I think it was tough in the beginning, mentally. But then once I got rid of society's expectation of what it should be, what a working mom should look like, what a wife should look like, what a mom should look like. It was simple, because then I just did what works for me, you know. So that just kind of like eased off the pressure. And I think it's amazing that my partner also understands the type of person I am. Like we communicated beforehand. I'm like, listen, if you're gonna need someone who's gonna cook for you every time you get home at 6, there's a plate or whatnot, rather not. Don't do it. Don't take me. It's not gonna work out. Because as soon as the money's right, I'm getting a chef. Are you on board with that? You know? So he doesn't, and he's very, very, very hands-on. He's not like one of those women or those men that are like, okay, no, kids is the mom's responsibility. How you come in with like the money or what. He's very hands-on. So if I really need to work at night, then he would attend to our son. So I think I was very then lucky in that regard, you know. So yeah.
But how does that view work in terms of you now in your professional capacity, in terms of you now also trying to be an entrepreneur and grow your 2 businesses? How does that work? Because it sounds like it's crazy to juggle all those things, and then you still have to put in that extra for, you know, what your business or what your dreams and hopes for that are. How are you managing that, and you know, where are you with
that? Well, with finding myself, there's certain truths that you need to tell yourself. There's certain like ugly things that you need to come to terms with. For one of them, I found that I asked permission for a lot of things, kind of like an outside validation. You know, I had to leave my previous employer because it just really wasn't working out with my new dynamics and the way the culture is at the firm or whatnot. So with finding myself, you need to tell yourself, like I said, like certain like ugly truths. So okay, if I'm gonna take like 100% responsibility for my life, I need to take 100% responsibility for it. It can't be that, because I made this example to a friend once that, you know, sometimes you follow the status quo because if you fail, you have that fallback on, listen, you said I must go to school, get a nice paying job, I'll be successful, I did it, and I'm not, so it really isn't my fault. But once you start charting a different course, you're all on your own. There's nothing to fall back on. You say, no, you guys said I must do this. If you fail, you stand a chance of being told, but we told you that this is not the way to go. You know, so even like there's certain validations that you need from people. You need to be aware of, okay, if I tell my mom 1, 2, 3, 4, I just needed to validate this for me. You know, if I'm the type of person, you need to pick yourself apart, to put yourself together, to find like the real you. So even in like in business, you have, I get like a meeting, you'd be like, a man, I'm a female. I don't think like I'm ugly, I think I'm pretty cute. No, but like in a sense, like, you know, these are real things that you encounter. You'd be sitting with someone and then you'd be presenting what the service offering that you want to give them. They'll be talking about like dinner. They'll be talking about, you know, wanting to see you later on. And just making those moves. And you need to be firm enough to just like stand. You need to own that space, you know, and be like, no, this is what I came here for. And you need to be like positive about what you do. And like, funny enough, my studies is in accounting, but like my 2 businesses, one is in the telecommunication space and the other is in like the electrical engineering space. Something that I didn't do. But like I said, being a mother made me find the confidence in like the unknown. You know, I give myself like, okay, I didn't know I was gonna be a good mom. I think I'm doing well at it. I don't know this electrical space, but I know people that know about it. We can like coordinate that. Who can I partner up with? You know, it just gives me confidence in the unknown, and being okay with being wrong, being okay with being, you know, laughed at, ridiculed, or okay, I didn't get it, it's fine. And like, I might say it now as if like it sounds easy, but have you ever had to actually deal with being wrong? You know, you grow up, all of varsity you need to pass. You know, they put so much emphasis on being right, getting the correct answers. You get to the workspace, if you do this thing wrong, you're frowned upon. You just need to do it right. They don't put like a positive light on being wrong, on mistakes. And that's kind of something you need to teach yourself. Like entrepreneurship is like a lot. You'd think you've hit this is rock bottom, but you're here. You thought this was rock bottom, but listen, fam, this is not rock bottom. This is actually the ceiling. You still like falling further down. And you need to be like in the right mind space, just get yourself out of that and just like keep moving. You know, there'd be people looking at you for like payment, and at the time your client hasn't paid you, but you need to pay these people. You need to make a plan. So you're running around trying to then get money to pay your employees, trying to pay rent, trying to get like working capital, and at the same time I need to wake up and I need to go to my 9 to 5 and make sure that I'm delivering there. And then I have to come back home and then still be this old person's best mom and whatnot. But I think I'm able to do it because honestly, you need to be true. Like, you need to be really honest. When you're tired, you need to say it. I'm not coping. I'm not coping. So I tell the team, like, I can't do this. Right now I have 1, 2, 3 that I need to handle like urgently. Can you take it up? You know, and being able to just ask for help when you need it. I even noticed that I have like that issue. I have that, okay, I'm Superwoman, I can do this. I need to speak up when I need help. It's not a sign of weakness, you know, as it's made out to be. Hopefully you need to be able to do this. It's expected of you, you need to be able to do it. But if you can't, it's okay. Ask for help.
If there was one thing that you would share with the audience or anyone that's watching this, a nugget of wisdom, a piece of advice, or just something that stood out for you in your journey so far, that you could share, what would that be?
I will tell them to do you, regardless. If something doesn't resonate with you, it's okay to step away from it. No matter what they say, no matter if they'll ridicule you, it's okay. Just stay true, absolutely true to yourself. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Your journey so far. I'm sure there's a lot more to come from the sounds of it. And you're firmly the captain of that ship. And I think it's important for people to understand that it isn't as easy as sometimes it looks when the final product is out. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.